Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before we begin, I want you to hear this clearly. There's a moment in every woman's mind when she feels something shift, and it has nothing to do with her body and everything to do with the way a man's presence reaches her emotionally. If you've ever wondered what she truly feels when she lets you close, not physically, but emotionally, stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you is the part of feminine psychology most men never discover. And if you're new here, make sure you like this video and subscribe, because what you learn today could change your relationships forever. A woman's first secret sensation isn't physical at all, it's psychological safety. Men often misunderstand this word. They think safety means being calm, soft, predictable. But to a woman, safety means something entirely different. It means she can finally stop pretending. In her daily life, she's filtering her tone, overthinking her messages, guarding her heart, anticipating judgment. But when she's with a man who makes her feel emotionally safe, her entire nervous system relaxes. You'll notice it in her eyes first, the way she holds your gaze a moment longer, as if she's assessing whether her deeper self is welcome. This sensation happens subtly. She doesn't announce it, she doesn't consciously analyze it, but internally, it's one of the most powerful experiences she can have with a man. It's the moment she thinks, I can be real with him, finally. And here's the truth most men never hear. Emotional safety in a woman's mind does not come from what you say, it comes from who you are while you're saying it. The tone you use, the steadiness in your energy, the way you respond rather than react. When she senses consistency rather than volatility, curiosity rather than defensiveness, presence rather than distraction, she feels something bloom inside her, something ancient, instinctive, deeply feminine. This is why some men who aren't conventionally attractive still pull women in effortlessly. They create emotional space without demanding anything in return. They speak in a way that doesn't rush her, pressure her, or make her shrink. And believe me, a woman feels this instantly. She can sense when she's in the presence of a man who isn't threatened by her emotions. And that sensation, the permission to exist without fear, is the first doorway to the deeper feminine connection men spend their whole lives trying to understand. Now that you understand the first secret, emotional safety, let's move deeper. Because after a woman feels safe, something else awakens inside her that most men completely miss. This is the second secret sensation, being truly seen. Not just noticed or complimented superficially, but recognized on a level that cuts past the mask she shows the world. When she feels seen, her mind goes quiet for a moment. She isn't planning her words, she isn't thinking about how she looks, she isn't guarding against judgment. That stillness, that's when attraction starts to ignite, even if she doesn't yet realize it. Being seen is deceptively simple. It's about paying attention in ways most men think don't matter. The little cues, the subtle threads of her personality, the stories she hesitates to tell anyone, the way her laughter falters for a split second when she's nervous. When you catch these things and respond without mockery, without rushing to fix, without turning the spotlight on yourself, she feels a shift. That shift is almost electric. She begins internally whispering, "This man understands me in ways others don't. He sees the parts of me I usually hide." Most men assume women are drawn only to confidence, power, or physical presence. And while those can be triggers, they pale in comparison to the sensation of being seen. Because when a woman experiences this, her subconscious starts associating you with clarity, acceptance, and emotional resonance. You don't have to chase, beg, or impress. This is the realm of subtle mastery. The irony is brutal. Men overcomplicate attraction while women respond to authenticity, attentiveness, and the rare ability to notice without judgment. This is also where many men fail because they mistake attention for superficial interest. Commenting on her clothes, her hair, her smile, even flattering her intellect is not enough. She wants depth, consistency, the quiet acknowledgement of who she is beneath the social mask. When you do this correctly, she experiences a sensation that's almost addictive, a sense of being profoundly understood. Her emotional walls soften, her interest deepens, and she begins to unconsciously test whether this presence is enduring or fleeting. The men who master this unknowingly create desire not by chasing it, but by making her feel it herself. She starts connecting pleasure and comfort with you long before words like attraction even enter her mind. And make no mistake, once she's had a taste of this, everything changes. She begins to measure every interaction against this rare experience. If you're ready to uncover the third secret, the one that makes her lean in and crave your presence emotionally, say next. Now that she feels safe with you and truly seen, something extraordinary begins to emerge inside her. The third secret sensation, emotional tension and release. This is not drama, it's not manipulation, it's a subtle magnetic dance that happens when a man creates a balance of presence and mystery, consistency and unpredictability. A woman can sense it instantly. Her body and mind respond to the push and pull, even if she can't explain why. This is where attraction becomes electric, and where most men completely misunderstand her reactions. Here's what's critical. Emotional tension is not about games or being aloof. It's about depth. It's the silent communication that says, I am fully here, yet there's a layer of me you can't immediately uncover. When a man embodies this, he triggers her curiosity, her imagination, her instinctual desire to connect. She feels a subtle thrill when she can't fully predict you. When she senses layers beneath the surface, that tension makes the emotional connection feel alive, dynamic, and impossible to ignore. And here's the paradox. Women are deeply attracted to men who can create this tension without causing anxiety. She wants to feel intrigued, not manipulated, challenged, not confused, desired, not trapped. This is why the men who appear effortlessly magnetic aren't necessarily those with perfect looks or charm. They are the ones who can hold themselves with quiet confidence while allowing her to explore the mystery of who they are. She feels it before she can rationalize it. Notice how subtle cues matter. The way you pause before responding, the way you let her speak and really listen, the way your energy shifts without words. All of this generates an undercurrent of emotional electricity. She feels the pull. Her mind might try to analyze it, but her body already knows there's something rare here, something worth leaning into. That sensation, the magnetic tension, is primal. It bypasses logic and speaks directly to her subconscious. Most men unknowingly destroy this moment by over-explaining themselves or seeking approval. Women instinctively detect when a man is insecure or too available. True attraction, the kind that lingers in her thoughts and dreams, emerges when a man balances openness with subtle inaccessibility. This is not manipulation, it's mastery over self, awareness of her emotional landscape, and patience. When she experiences this correctly, she begins to crave your presence emotionally, even when you're not around. The connection grows deeper, richer, more magnetic. She starts associating you with exhilaration, comfort, and something profoundly rare. The feeling that she's alive in your presence in a way she's never felt before. Now, we arrive at the fourth secret sensation, and this one is where men often falter without even realizing it. The sensation of being valued for her essence, not just for her presence. After she feels safe, seen, and emotionally stimulated, her subconscious begins scanning for one crucial question. Does he truly value who I am? Beyond appearances and surface-level charm, this is where emotional intimacy either deepens or dissolves. Men often mistake attention for value. Compliments on her looks or jokes about her quirks feel good temporarily, but they don't create the deep resonance that sparks genuine emotional connection. What she craves, and what only a few men ever deliver, is acknowledgement of her core self, her thoughts, her creativity, her fears, and her dreams. When a man recognizes these without needing to fix or control them, she experiences a profound sensation that's almost addictive. She feels seen, accepted, and prioritized in a way that resonates deeply with her feminine psychology. This sensation is not loud or overt. It's quiet, intimate, and emotionally charged. It shows in the micro moments, the pause when you remember something she casually mentioned weeks ago, the way you respond thoughtfully to her ideas, the absence of judgment when she shares vulnerabilities. These are the invisible threads that signal you matter not just for what you show the world, but for who you are inside. The effect is immediate. Her mind relaxes, her walls soften, and she begins to unconsciously associate you with emotional richness, security, and fulfillment. Most men sabotage this by being reactive, distracted, or inconsistent. A woman instinctively notices these gaps. Even small signs of inconsistency, lack of attention, or emotional unavailability trigger doubt, anxiety, or disengagement. True attraction, the kind that lingers long after the encounter, is built in these subtle, almost imperceptible gestures. Here's the powerful truth. When you master this, you don't need to chase or pressure. She naturally leans in emotionally because her subconscious starts connecting her comfort, joy, and excitement with your presence. She experiences a sensation that's difficult to articulate, an almost magnetic pull towards you. And the more authentic and consistent you are in valuing her essence, the stronger this pull becomes. This is the point where many men notice a shift in her energy, but don't understand why she's suddenly invested without consciously realizing it. It's the emotional equivalent of gravity, quiet, invisible, but utterly undeniable. Now we reach the fifth and most powerful secret sensation, the one that silently cements her emotional investment, the feeling of irresistible connection without pressure. By now, she's felt safe, seen, emotionally stimulated, and valued. But what finally transforms attraction into longing is the subtle alchemy of effortless presence. This is the sensation she experiences when she feels drawn to you, not because you demand it, but because your energy aligns with hers on a level she can't fully explain. This is where many men misunderstand attraction. They believe it's about chasing, impressing, or performing. In reality, the strongest pull comes when a man embodies calm confidence, emotional stability, and attentiveness without trying to control her emotions or responses. She senses it immediately, an almost instinctive recognition that you are different, that being around you is both safe and thrilling at the same time. It's a tension between comfort and excitement, predictability and mystery, attention and restraint. That contrast creates an addictive emotional rhythm that she feels in her chest long before her mind can rationalize it. Notice how this works in subtle ways. The way you listen without interrupting, the way you maintain your energy even when she's unpredictable, the way you can be playful and serious in the same conversation. All of this communicates stability, maturity, and reliability while still keeping her emotionally on edge in the best possible way. She feels a magnetic pull, not because you've won her over with words or actions, but because your presence creates a unique emotional resonance she subconsciously craves. Women respond to energy before logic. She doesn't consciously think, I'm attracted because he does X or Y. Instead, she experiences the sensation in her body, a flutter of anticipation, a sense of warmth, a desire to lean in and be closer emotionally. This is why men who understand female psychology never chase. They invite attraction by holding their energy steady and letting her curiosity and desire develop naturally. The irony is profound. The more you focus on mastering yourself and creating authentic connection, the more she leans in voluntarily. She feels emotionally compelled to invest, to open up, and to stay present, not out of obligation, but because being near you feels intrinsically rewarding. That's the fifth sensation, the subtle, irresistible gravity of emotional alignment that creates deep, lasting connection. Once you've mastered this, every interaction carries weight. She begins to measure her experiences against this standard, and your presence becomes the benchmark for emotional depth. This is the point where attraction, respect, and desire converge into something far more powerful than physical connection. It's a bond she feels before she even knows why. If you're ready, I'll create section 6 where we tie all these sensations together into a psychological blueprint that makes her emotionally and mentally invested in you in ways most men never understand. Now, let's bring everything together, the final insight that turns these sensations into a psychological blueprint that makes her emotionally and mentally invested in you. Up to this point, she has felt safe, seen, emotionally stimulated, valued, and irresistibly drawn to your presence. But the final piece isn't something you do, it's something you embody. It's the mastery of presence, consistency, and self-possession that allows all the previous sensations to resonate fully and create lasting connection. Here's the truth most men never hear. Women aren't just attracted to actions, they are magnetically drawn to energy. It's the way a man carries himself, the stability of his mind, and the quiet confidence in his emotions that communicates without words that he is worth her attention. This energy amplifies every sensation she's experienced so far. Safety becomes profound trust. Being seen evolves into emotional intimacy. Emotional tension ignites curiosity, and being valued solidifies her desire to stay connected. The invisible pull becomes unmistakable, almost irresistible. When you embody this energy, she begins to internalize it. She starts associating her excitement, comfort, and even her subtle emotional highs with your presence. She begins to anticipate your attention, crave your conversations, and reflect on her interactions with you long after they've ended. And here's the subtle genius. She does this voluntarily. You don't need to chase, manipulate, or perform. You simply become the standard against which all connections are measured, because your energy, attention, and understanding speak louder than any words could. This is why mastering these 5 sensations creates not just attraction, but emotional investment. She experiences a cycle of desire and comfort, excitement and trust, curiosity and connection. She's drawn to you naturally, almost instinctively, because her subconscious has mapped you as someone who fulfills her emotional and psychological needs while inspiring her intrigue. That combination is rare, and it's what separates men who are forgettable from those who linger in her mind and heart. The practical takeaway is simple but profound. Focus on creating safety, noticing her deeply, maintaining emotional rhythm, valuing her essence, and holding your presence without chasing. When done consistently, these steps create a powerful self-reinforcing cycle. She doesn't just like being around you, she feels alive when she is. Master these sensations, and you unlock a dynamic few men ever experience: the ability to connect with a woman deeply, magnetically, and psychologically without needing to force anything. This is the truth of female psychology that most men overlook. And now it's in your hands. Welcome to the rare world of understanding what she truly feels and using it to create connection that lasts.